Good morning. Today I'm back talking about the subject of going back to work after maternity leave. So you've been thinking about it now, and for you it's clearer and every day that you want to go back to work. You have certain arrangements that you already made, I hope. And if you haven't made them yet, I'm here to give you certain tips that might help you going back to work if that's really what you want. First of all, again, the question, should you go back to work after maternity leave? Yes, do that if that's what you want. So the arrangements that you must make before going back to work, in my opinion, is first of all, communicate at home. Have you been communicating with your partner? Is your partner informed about your plan, what it is that you want for your family, how you want to go back to work, because you feel that you are a better person when you go to work. When you go to work, you feel you're doing something valuable for the society. When you go back to work, you're the best of yourself because you're not involved in the repetitive tasks at home with your baby. Whichever reason it is that you have, I hope you've been communicating about it and both of you are aligned with it. The next thing that needs to be taken care of is ensuring that you have a childcare set up for your child. Is your child going to join a nursery? Did you register already? And then if the child is going to go to the nursery, so the option of a daycare, maybe at home, maybe at your parents or within your village circle, is not the option, or maybe that's your option. Whichever way it is, childcare in Switzerland costs you, and it is attached to your salary. So if you're considering bringing your child to the nursery, it's going to be a percentage of your salary that you're going to be paying for it because of the way that the system is set up here. So please think about it very carefully. The other argument, the other tip that I want to give you before going back to work is to making sure that you have clear routines that help you to eventually delegate tasks that are involving the care of your child daily. Like, for example, extracting milk. Have you started extracting milk to store and make sure that your child has enough milk when you're not around? Or maybe you're considering weaning your child. Maybe it's time to start it early as possible before going back to work. Maybe your child drinks formula and then you have to make sure that the person that will take care of the child is informed about the specification of what your child consumes, what your child drinks, how the dosage works, all these details. If you're going to go for extracting milk, from my experience, it works very well to extract milk at the early hours of the morning. Let's say after the child had their first, before the child has their first feed of the morning, because they fed last time around maybe 6 in the morning. So around 9, you make an extraction if that's how it works for you, if you have that type of routine, or just to make sure that you do at least one extraction before midday. And then the second one I think works very well is normally the one that happens during the siesta of the baby, or towards the late afternoons, let's say between 2 to 4. That's a good time also to extract, so you have a good storage before you go back to work of milk. The other thing that you should think about organizing is your own readiness. Are you really going back to work because you're choosing to do so, or you are forced by circumstances? Understanding the reason why you want to go back to work is very important, because it will determine if you will stay at that work actually, or if you're going to come back burnt out. It is very crucial that you think about those details before you go back to work. Of course, it's fantastic to go back to work. You get to speak with adults that interact with you. You have the feeling that you can have a conversation. Your social life is now work. You leave your baby and then you can go back to work. have a coffee break, nobody is screaming for you every hour or 30 minutes. You might as well just concentrate doing your job, being efficient and doing everything that really pleases you. If that's what you want, please go back for it. That's fine. Ensure that you involve your village, because your family members, your friends, your surroundings are a very big success factor for how well or not your return to work is going to be. So involve people that you trust. Make sure that you speak about what it is that you want to do. You want to go back to work. So who is going to take care of your baby? How safe is the child going to be? Which environment is it going to be? All these details will eventually matter. And if you decide that this is how you want to take it going forward, please go for it. And eventually, when you're already at work, you might realize that actually you will have to reinvent the way that you work now, because you do not have endless amount of brain capacity to be able to take care of work efficiently, and at the same time also thinking about the baby that is not around, the household, and all the many tasks and obligations that you still have. But I wish you good luck. I wish you that it works very well for you and your family. And again, if you would like to change your mind afterwards, please rethink it and see what are the other options that work for you. Going back to work also means that you can join some specific back to work programs that many companies offer in Switzerland. I really advise you to go and check online return to work for mothers and special programs that many companies offer in Switzerland now since the year 2015. They've really stepped it up. Many companies offer to mothers to come back to work at a certain percentage, let's say 60 to 80%, 50% even sometimes, and sometimes just also 40%. It depends how the company and yourself will agree to do it. But it is an option that is very much possible and accessible to you in Switzerland. I wish you good luck.